Girl, the streets are saying that Diddy's adopted daughter, Ava Baroni, is allegedly set to take the witness stand in the Diddy trial, and y'all already know that it's going to be pure chaos when she finally takes the stage. Word on the street is that things are going downhill fast for him, especially since Ava allegedly has a whole archive of receipts. Back in 2020, Diddy made a big deal about swooping in and saving her from the streets, but not long after she disappeared completely. Folks kind of stopped talking about her until now. Well, according to people in the know, Diddy is not the only one that Ava is coming for, because she allegedly has a lot to say about his sons, Justin and Christian. So, is Ava finally going to give us confirmation that Justin and Christian are just as bad as their dad? And did they really help Diddy hurt young girls, including Ava? Hold on to your baby hairs, because this is about to get rough. Okay, so I don't know if y'all remember this, but back in 2020 during the pandemic, Diddy randomly announced that he was adopting a young white girl named Ava Baroni. He claimed that he was renaming her Ava Baroni Combs, and even went live on Instagram to show her off, proudly presenting her to his followers. The whole thing happened so fast and felt so out of the blue that most people either missed it or just moved on. And truthfully, Ava's name hasn't come up much since then. That probably explains why no one really mentioned her again, at least not until Diddy's legal troubles started blowing up and all these other shady details about him started coming to light. At the time, Diddy's announcement looked like a sweet and selfless move. You know, taking in a child during such a tough period when so many kids were in need. Folks praised him for it, thinking he was really doing something positive. But now, with all the disturbing stuff coming out about him, that same video hits very differently. What once felt like a feel-good moment now has people giving it the side eye. And to be real, that wasn't the only thing that raised eyebrows. What really made people pause was Diddy comparing his adoption to Madonna's. Now, that was a choice, because let's not forget, Madonna's adoptions have been messy to say the least. Several reports have questioned whether everything was done by the book. A while back, the Ethiopian World Federation even accused her of human trafficking and exploiting children, saying she tricked parents into giving up their kids with promises of education in the US, only to adopt them permanently instead. So yeah, not exactly the comparison you want to make when you're trying to make everyone think you're a hero. It's definitely got people talking that Diddy would choose to model his adoption after Madonna's, especially given all the drama tied to her adoption history. That alone says a lot. But what's really catching attention now is the strange vibe in that video he posted, especially because only his sons were there. Fans have started questioning it. If Ava supposedly wanted to hang out and play with his daughters, why weren't they in the video? Why was it just the boys? The whole setup feels a little off. But the part that's really unsettling is that Ava herself looked visibly uncomfortable. Her body language, her expression, something just felt off to a lot of people watching. That sparked a wave of speculation. Was it just a weird, awkward moment, or was there something more going on behind the scenes? Some folks think the energy in that room was off from the jump, and when you factor in the fact that Diddy's sons come with their own baggage, Justin being named in Lil Rod's lawsuit, and Christian dealing with legal issues of his own, we start to wonder if something bad had happened to Ava. But what's really making people uneasy is how Ava just disappeared after that video. Aside from a couple of quick appearances with Diddy's twin daughters, Jessie and Delilah, she was pretty much gone. No more family photos, no updates, no follow-ups, nothing. It was crickets from her. And for someone who was calling him Papa Combs, you'd expect to see her around a lot more. Now that all these disturbing allegations are coming out, talks of abuse and how women were treated, people are starting to really question what went down. Ava's sudden disappearance doesn't feel random anymore. What once looked like a touching adoption moment now feels more like a mystery, and a lot of folks are wondering if there was more going on behind the scenes than anyone let on. So word is, Diddy didn't just mistreat Ava, people are saying he used her. A lot of fans think the whole adoption thing wasn't real and that it was just a PR move. You know, during the pandemic, that heartwarming story helped clean up his image and get people feeling sorry for him. But once he got what he wanted, Ava basically disappeared like she was never really a part of the family. And it gets even messier. The rumor is that Diddy found a homeless girl, brought her into this world under the promise of adoption, and made it look like he was giving her a new life. But behind the scenes, folks say it was all just for show. Nothing genuine about it. Even Gene Deal dropped some hints that the industry insiders already know what kind of person Diddy really is, and it's a far cry from the image he shows to the public.
It's craziness, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bruh, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this. It's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people. Jimmy Iovine. Ain't nobody talking about Jimmy Iovine. He got charges and everything on him, but he got those publicists that's keeping it out off of CNN, is keeping it off the major news reports. Nobody's talking about that. This is something that goes on, man, that they're gonna push up under the rug, and a few years later, Bad Boy 5, 6, 7, 8 will be out.
Honestly, Gene might be right about how the industry tends to look the other way. We've seen it happen before. You know, R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, all these powerful guys who got protected for years while their victims stayed silent. Even in Cassie's lawsuit, she pointed out that Diddy was always surrounded by people who either ignored what he was doing or helped cover it up. So when Gene started dropping those heavy hints, it made you wonder what's really going on behind closed doors. And here's the really scary part. Gene suggested that there might be some seriously disturbing videos involving Ava, stuff that's not just inappropriate but could be criminal. He even said federal investigators were allegedly looking for them because they believe those videos exist.
What they're looking for, because it was going on the premises of trafficking. They're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage in a sexual context, like they in a act. That's what they're looking for. So now they're gonna go through all those devices. If somebody got any kind of weird fetishes that they got little kids or little girls or something like that in any kind of pictures or any kind of photos that they took out of there.
We thought that this was all bad enough, but with the reports of Ava allegedly taking the stand, well, Diddy might just go ahead and get measured for his prison jumpsuit, because y'all can bet that she is going to be spilling everything. And get this, rumor has it that she is not spilling tea on Diddy alone, because she's also going to have something to say about his sons, Justin and Christian. Is it just me, or does Quincy's name never seem to come up in these allegations? I know that Diddy is not his biological father, and that probably explains why he never got involved in the shenanigans like the other two. And girl, Ava spilling tea on Christian and Justin wouldn't be surprising on a regular day, but rumor has it that the receipts she has are worse than anything we could imagine. This is saying a lot because Justin and Christian have also been accused of some seriously shady stuff. For example, producer Lil Rod name dropped Justin in his lawsuit, saying Justin Combs solicits prostitutes, young girls, and S-workers would engage in freak-offs. He also went on to claim that Justin was allegedly involved in Diddy's substance trade. The court document said, as evidenced by the hundreds of hours of video and audio recordings in plaintiff's possession, defendant Sean Combs, Justin Combs, Christina Coram, his assistants and staff all orchestrated, participated, managed, and executed the RICO enterprise by purchasing and distributing substances, by purchase and distributing firearms, by requiring the solicitation of sexual encounters with workers and minors, and by forcing artists, creatives, musicians, and producers to utilize their talents and labor to produce music and other tangible goods and services without compensation. The RICO enterprise has functioned as a continuing unit and maintains an ascertainable structure separate and distinct from the pattern of activity. That's not even the whole story. Lil Rod says Justin was also involved in helping Diddy cover up a where a man nearly lost his life. Apparently things got heated in the studio one day and either Diddy or Justin fired during the argument. Rod claims a guy named G got hit in the stomach. To make it clear, Rod even included pictures of the aftermath in the court papers. So allegedly, not only was Justin helping his father get young girls for his parties, but he also allegedly helped Diddy cover up other crimes as well. Like they say, the apple does not fall far from the tree. In his case, it looks like it didn't even fall off the tree at all. Oh, and don't even get me started on Christian, because that one has an entire lawsuit against him. Christian was sued by a woman named Grace O'Marco, who came forward accusing him of SA while she was working as a stewardess on a luxury yacht Diddy rented for a family holiday. Grace says she was hired just before New Year's 2023 to work on a yacht over the festive season, which means the alleged assault happened in late December 2022. According to TMZ, Grace claimed that she was doing her job during the shindig, which she claims was advertised as a family-friendly excursion, and King came on, after which she claims he immediately became fixated on her, uncomfortably so. She alleges King had her take a shot of liquor, and she claims she immediately suspected it was Spike. But despite that, she was able to tell him to get off of her and leave her alone. She claims King was trying to kiss and grope her despite her protestations. So yeah, these two are super shady, but according to fans, it's child's play compared to the stories that Ava has to say. Word on the streets is that she saw a lot of things happen at the Combs mansion, and she is more than ready to send Diddy and his sons to jail. But anywho, I want to know what y'all think Ava is going to tell on the stand. Drop your theories in the comments, then check out this next video.